Hello everyone, and it's time for the latest action from the 2009 Hansbury FIM Superbike World Championship. My name's Julian Thomas, and this time round we're bringing the show from the Automotodrome Brno circuit in the Czech Republic, the venue for the 10th round of the series. The last round at Donington had really thrown a spanner in the works, as the championship leader Noriyuki Haga had a bad high side and came back from Britain with a broken bone in his forearm and a scapular fracture. So with not really enough time between races to get back to 100% fitness, it was clear that the Japanese rider was going to struggle this weekend at Brno. Both the wins in England had gone to Ben Spies, the Yamaha man, producing two more dominant performances to close the gap at the top to 14 points. Maybe this would be the weekend when Spies finally overtakes Haga at the top of the table. Michel Fabrizio was also a regular visitor to the podium, and the Italian was now faced with a dilemma. He had to help Haga by taking points away from Spies, as well as going for the title himself. We would also see how that would pan out at Brno. Jonathan Ray had been quickest in testing for the Hansbury Tenkate Honda team at Imola last week, and came to Brno with high hopes, especially as the youngster had won here last year in Supersport. And Max Biaggi always goes well at Brno, the Italian taking wins here over the years on every kind of bike he has raced. So it would be interesting to see how the Aprilia machine would go, especially as the all-Italian combination got on the podium in the last round at Donington. So it's all eyes on the Brno circuit in the forest surrounding the Czech Republic's second largest city, as the Superbike World Championship hits town. Well, so far we've had a look at all the latest contenders from the official manufacturer teams in World Superbike, bar one, and that's Suzuki. Japanese rider Yukio Kageyama won both races for the All-Star Suzuki team here in 2006, and he's still riding for the Belgian squad now. With Steve Martin on racing duties this weekend, we sent fellow racer Scott Smart down into the Suzuki garage to take a look at the latest incarnation from the Japanese manufacturer, Yukio Kageyama's GSXR 1000 K9. Over to you, Scott.
We're at Brno, so it seems like a good idea to take a look at the Suzuki. The Suzuki's notoriously gone well around here. Back in 2006, Kageyama did the double. In 2007, Biaggi in his debut year put the bike on the podium. The brakes have changed to Nissin from Brembo. The engine is where a lot of changes have taken place. Not to make more horsepower, in fact it makes a little bit less at the bottom end, but it's easier to get on the gas because it's a little bit softer and smoother. The chassis has changed quite a lot to try and bring it up to the spec of the other bikes racing in the class. Now the engine's always been fast on Suzuki. It's normally dominated the class, and that's why it's part of the reason it's gone so well around here up the steep hills. However, with the Aprilia now in the championship and the BMW, it's no longer got the mantle of having the most horsepower. They can't get enough grip. It's got traction control. It's the same traction control system as last season's. However, the other teams have made steps forward. They don't know if it's a mechanical problem, i.e. they need a new swinging arm, or if the traction control system isn't working well enough. But that is their main source of problems at the moment. And if they can get that cracked, they think they're going to be in for a good race on Sunday.
The circuit is located close to the city of Brno. It used to be the site for the pre-war Grand Prix race, held over a 29-kilometre layout, but in 1987 a new permanent structure was built not far from the historic track. The 5.403-kilometre circuit has a fascinating mix of ups and downs, and overtaking is common on the wide track surface, with fast corners and long straights always providing exciting racing. Its location in a hilly area provides spectators with spectacular views of the track action. The Brno circuit was another unknown factor for Ben Spies, who had never seen the place before. So all eyes were on the American to see if he could increase his tally of 8 Super Poles so far this year. Fourth place went to Jonathan Rea, the 10-kata Honda man, hauling himself up the timesheets after a struggle to get to the front over the first 2 days. Third and second went to the two rival Italians, both from Rome, with Aprilia's Max Biaggi in third and Ducati's Michel Fabrizio in second. Their race pace was also good, and they would surely be challenging for the wins tomorrow. Both men pushed hard, but it was Spies who added another Super Bowl scalp to his crown as he took his 9th trophy of the year. And he was now one away from Doug Poland's 1991 record for Ducati. The Texans' time of 1 minute 58.868 seconds was the quickest seen all weekend so far, but was still half a second away from the circuit best lap held by Troy Bayliss. So these three were the men to watch as we join up with Jonathan Green and Scott Smart in the commentary box for race 1.
Here we go!
Spies, brilliant start. Hopefully that wasn't a jump start. It looked like he started to creep and then leapt away. It was a close call, that one, but whole shot almost certainly to him, if not Johnny Rea.
Watch out for the Beamers too!
Wow, the Beamer makes the whole shot.
What a start from Corsa!
So, I wonder, well, what can I say?
Well, nothing. I'm speechless too, and I'm sure Corsa can't believe where he's sitting.
That wasn't just down to horsepower, but this is the start he needs, because we know what Corsa's like. If he doesn't get into a race and can settle into his rhythm fast, that's the way to go. But Spies is already looking up the inside.
Spies goes up the inside, almost of Rea, who's in second place. Biaggi's in the middle of it. Fabrizio didn't get the perfect start, but he's there in 5th place, and Checo's not far behind. But what a start from BMW. They lead their first ever World Superbike race. Certainly on a first lap anyway, and that is a brilliant start by the two-time world champion and 4-time winner here in Brno. Oh, massive shot, massive crash there. Can't quite see who it is. It could have actually been Lanty. I'm hoping it's not. Well, I don't know who it is at the moment, but it looked like a blue and white bike. And it could also have been Zaz. We'll get a closer look in a moment. Meanwhile, Troy Corsa leads from Jonathan Rea. Here comes Ben Spies and takes both of them in one swoop. Not quite. Second place. And Biaggi up the inside.
He's fighting to hold position.
Two Romans.
Fabrizio actually crossed the line ahead of him. We were too busy looking at the crash to notice.
And Biaggi does just get past, and the Aprilia we knew would be strong here. It was strong at Donington Park. And now with this massive hill with that power, that
back up the inside.
And Spies takes the lead. So
Biaggi does Rea for third position. So actually,
I don't see both of them.
Johnny Rea just got the fastest speed trap of the entire weekend with 286 kilometres an hour.
And drops to 4th. Scotty, I'm glad you're here because Britwatch is in full strength. 7th place, Sykes. 8th place, Byrne. 9th place, Haslam.
Haslam made some massive breakthroughs in the warm-up today. He struggled all weekend, and then finally they've gone back. They've taken out the new super trick, nearly as good as Rossi's forks, and put the old ones back in.
Here. The moment that Zaz came off. What happened there?
That was just a regular, good old-fashioned high side, but that bike is absolutely finished.
Yeah, that could have been worse. But Spies hits the front, and look, 2nd place goes to Biaggi. And this is classic Corsa in 4th place. I think having had the lead for a while, I think he's going to settle down and try and stay on this kind of pace and try and stay with his top 3. As Fabrizio knocks Biaggi out of 2nd place and takes it with ease almost. Coming onto the main straight they come.
I wouldn't say Biaggi would describe it exactly like that, but nevertheless.
Battle because Fabrizio is definitely in the thick of it. Here comes Michel Fabrizio.
He's very strong into this last corner.
Oh, he could take the man! That is a championship, could be! Now played out by Fabrizio. That was a massive mistake, and he tries to apologise to Fabrizio. I don't think this man's interested. Get out of my way, son. Now, it's Aprilia could win their first ever World Superbike in this form of this brand new RSV4.
Checo back up the inside of Rea, got it sideways, manages to hold it back on line. Sorry.
And it really is spreading out now. Meanwhile, I think the only battle we can concentrate on is Shane Byrne and Corsa. And here we are, about to do just that. Shane Byrne overtakes the BMW, and the Ducati of the British champion, the current one that is through.
Into 4th place now. We just got to see if he did have some spare pace. Shane set it all up basically around the outside in the left-hander to set it up for the right.
So Biaggi continues to lead. The gap is 2 seconds. As soon as they got that signature, and
and the combination looked ominous, and it's been good, it's been close, and at Donington we saw signs that this could be a possibility. Max Biaggi looks over the shoulder, and what a victory this is going to be.
Hopefully he'll tame the wheelie style. Will we see some
no 98 wheelie, I don't hope, but that is brilliant. Max Biaggi doesn't even wheelie across the line.
What I can say, full emotion, you know, when I crossed the start and finish, I knew I was going to win in this race. It was, you know, great. Many flashback, you know. I can feel that still Brno is one of my territory. I won a lot of time here. Of course, I don't want to take out anything from Spies and Fabrizio. They were very, very fast. But you know, I remember Barishin always say to finish first you have to finish, and this is a part of the deal, you know. I put my head down, I tried to don't make mistake, and I did it. You know, I want to say thanks very, very much to all my crew, to Aprilia, thanks to Gigi Dall'Igna, because he's the, you know, the papa of our bike.
So incredible stuff there, and what a great win for Biaggi, once again the master of Brno. It was his first win since Vallelunga 2007, and the first win for Aprilia in their return season. And what about that incident between Fabrizio and Spies? Second and third went to the Hanspree Tenkata Honda duo of Carlos Checa and Jonathan Rea. And a great result also for the other newcomer BMW, with Troy Corser coming home in fifth. And eighth place for Haga, who was clearly in difficulty on the Ducati. So now let's go back to our commentary team for the start of race 2.
Up go the Reds, and they held it for a while, but Spies gets a flyer again. He is immaculate off the start. And does he get the whole shot? Again, another good start from BMW as well, and he's done it again, has he? Yes! Go on, Troy!
Unbelievable.
Well, all I can say is get that energy drink out and pass it round. We all want some. Fantastic! Excellent start by Troy Corser, who takes the whole shot for the second time of asking.
Incredible, because he wasn't like he even got off the line that well.
Spies back to normal, resumes the lead, and into third goes Michel Fabrizio, and fourth is Biaggi. So as expected, poor old Jonathan Rea is knocked down to fifth and is struggling to get round the outside there. Checa's got away well too. And look at the gap, he's already gapped the man.
Biaggi looking at the inside of Corser, he needs to get past straight away.
Corser slightly out of shape there, but holds it all together and tightens his line on Biaggi, almost bumping into him, but up the hill they go for the first time. And Ben Spies has pulled over 3 bike lengths already as they go up the hill.
Tenths of a second as they went through the last split. But Fabrizio, obviously, part of that gap was made whilst Fabrizio was behind Corser, so Fabrizio and Biaggi now chasing him down.
So then, almost at the end of the first lap of 20. Long lap this, and it speeds from Fabrizio and Biaggi. Where is Johnny going?
Made the pass of Corser, but then he ran into the back of Biaggi. Still manages to stay ahead of Corser. We've got Haga in 8th, Sykes in 9th, hasn't been 10th, which is good from his good position, and Jakobs from home here on 11th.
Spies half a second already. A brilliant start by the American. And Ben is going big in Brno, that's for sure. Haga makes up a place, but this time on Shane Byrne. Sykes is in 9th place, Haslam is 10th, Schmerz is 11th, Nakano, Lanzi, Tamada, Hopkins. Tamada's weekend ends with a walk through the woods of Brno.
That's a real shame, 14th.
Oh, actually, hardly blame him for that.
Lost on the grass.
Could have hurt himself there, but it looks like it was Lanzi he came together with. And Biaggi looking ominously close now to Michel Fabrizio in 2nd place. Spies continues to lead, but the gap now is 0.4. It was 0.8. So they've actually done a good job of keeping him honest. Given Spies is doing 2:00.5, so he's only 3/10 off the pace. If you can up it slightly, look at Haga. Go on, Norrie.
He's made the move stick and shake. He was looking for a way past as well.
You know, if I'm sitting in Portimao crowning this kid, he's not a kid anymore, but he feels like he's such a kid when he's out there in the paddock. But if this man finally fulfills his dream of becoming world champion, it'll be today that we look back at.
There we go, Haga diving up the inside into the chicane. Tiny manoeuvre.
When Haga's fully fit on this bike, we know he should be there or thereabouts. But when he's not, like today, it's absolutely brilliant that he's overtaking the likes of Shane Byrne, Troy Corser et al. But it's Kagiyama who's down And the disappointment of the weekend, yeah, no, mate, I'd leave him alone if I were you. All he wants is a cigarette right now.
Oh, yeah, he ran into the back of John Hopkins. Oh, so in the transition, Hopkins was touring.
To be honest, that was John Hopkins' fault, in my opinion.
Yeah, it really looked like Hopkins was touring then.
Here comes Sykes, and he's through on Byrne. Well, good on him.
We missed that in all the excitement on the front.
Sykes needs to get into a position to help Spies, and there is John Hopkins wandering in front of R. Still, it's another good run by Corser. He's still up there, BMW, and either way you look at it, they're competitive.
He looks more tentative this race, though.
Here we go.
Finally, Biaggi, he tends to run wide here, though, and Fabrizio's managed to repass him.
Whoa, lovely. Anything you can do.
He manages to hold the line for the next apex, but...
Great racing between the two Romans. Anyway, he'll regroup. He's a strong fighter, that's for sure. But the three of them have a 4-second gap. And Ray, I think, should concentrate more.
All over the back of Fabrizio right now.
He's riding pillion with him.
You watch, he's going to do the same manoeuvre again and just try not to...
Here we go, side by side.
So, Fabrizio expected it, didn't he?
Sykes is now behind Hager. Now there's motivation. Come on, son. We need you to stop Hager. That's what we need you to do. And Sykes has done a good job so far, as we see Jakob Schmerz taking it to
Shaky Byrne.
Shaky Byrne. Very similar motorcycles.
So the gap at the front, 0.4 of a second.
Oh, and Biaggi climbs on board. The Ducati, he's ridden one. He almost rode in another one then, but now he's on the Aprilia and he goes through the second. Nice move.
And he'll run wide. He's already running wide.
And here comes Fabrizio, back to second. Come on, Max, you know better than that.
Yeah, it makes a big difference when you've got a big gap. I mean, Biaggi's going to be... Well, he's having
Here's a
another
gap.
look. And it looks like he might get it in this time.
Hold it, hold it, hold it. Keep it tight.
Yes,
Yes, that's better.
Now, let's
good
see
on you.
what pace he's got. Fabrizio, though, knows he'll have to stamp it back up on him as hard as possible, as quickly as possible.
Now, the question is, can Biaggi, having won the first race, now put in some laps and start to catch Ben Spies? He's racing to be the world champion in his rookie season.
He's got
Biaggi.
well.
Brilliant. And here comes Fabrizio, right there with them.
Biaggi's not even looking.
No, it's going to be a second place, and Ben Spies...
Unless he goes round the outside.
Maybe up the inside, he can't do it, and Ben Spies has held on. Big Ben goes big in Brno and takes victory. Excellent stuff. Ben Spies takes the win.
It was a tough race. You know, Fabrizio was there and had to push and make the lap times. And then when I saw Max was there, he arrived quite quick and had to start braking very late and stopping almost in the middle of the corner and then getting a really good drive so he couldn't come by me. But yeah, it was a good race. The first race obviously wasn't so good, but we rebounded good for the second race and good for the points. And I do want to thank the Clinica Mobile guys. I arrived not 100% this weekend, and they took care of me and you know, got me going. So I felt good for today, and I got to thank those guys. So thank Yamaha too. They gave me a great bike, and it's a shame we couldn't try to fight for the first one, but that's how it goes sometimes. So it was good.
Were there any effects from your race 1 crash for race 2?
My knee was a little stoved up just from the impact, but once the adrenaline got going, it was okay, and I'm sure I'll feel it tonight. But it was only 40 minutes of a little uncomfortable stuff, so it wasn't too bad.
Well, that win must have eased the pain for Ben Spies after what happened in race 1. The American taking his 11th win of the year. It wasn't easy, as you could see, as he had to keep Biaggi at bay. The Italian taking second this time around. And third went to Fabrizio, who lost contact with the leading pair in the last few laps. Ray and Checker scored 2 more good results for Tenkata, but they were never really in the hunt for the win. And Hager was even more heroic in race 2 by coming home in 6th. Well, despite his win, Spies was unable to overtake Hager at the top of the table. Hager's 2 results mean that his lead over the American is now down to 7 with 4 rounds remaining. Fabrizio is on 273 with Ray and Biaggi in 4th and 5th. Supersport battle now looks to be heading Cal Crutchlow's way, as the championship also headed to Brno for its 10th round. The Yamaha man had upped the ante recently and was looking for his 5th win of the year. And it was Crutchlow who was on pole again, almost 1 second ahead of Eugene Laverty and the Kawasaki duo of Joan Lescorts and Katsuaki Fujiwara. Let's join up with Jonathan Green and Scott Smart in the commentary box for the Supersport action.
They held them for a while on the grid, but out go the lights and away we go. The whole front row took off brilliantly there.
Looks like Cal got off the line really, really well, so it looks like the whole shot's going to go to Crutchlow.
And yeah, Laverty's gone backwards. A little bit of a wheelie has knocked him down to about 4th place by the looks of things. The two Kawasaki's are going good. They got a good start, but it's Crutchlow who leads.
So Crutchlow leads. Both Kawasaki's fantastic start. Laverty already looking to pull out the slipstream to try and move himself forward once again. The score's looking for the lead.
Yeah, already. Crutchlow dives across him though.
It looks like Fabien Frey was trying to find a way past Laverty as well to battle it.
Whoa, and he's got through too. So see you, Cal.
Oh, both
Kawasaki's. Excellent stuff. That's what we want.
Cal's had some pretty bad first laps actually this season. He's not been strong. South Africa,
This
for
is one of
example,
them.
really suffered for the first part of the race. But once the fuel load comes down in the bike, he then gets ripping and roaring. So he definitely settles down. It's a reasonably mature actually approach.
Well, to be honest, and most of that time is usually from the start itself. This time off the line he was good, but usually it's the off the line bit that he gets wrong. But Laverty now starts to make a move.
Laverty having a look up the inside of Crutchlow.
Careful, sir, careful.
Laverty managed to run back this morning, having crashed in the warm-up, getting the spare bike and still do some reasonable lap times towards the end of the session. But the last thing he's going to remember is sliding off in quite a big way. You know, are you having another look?
Yeah, and that was West and Rockley are in the middle of it as well. You know, this is ironic. I was saying that one of the men that could take the battle to these two at the front would be Anthony West, and he ain't far off.
Cal moves through into second place, tidy manoeuvre, just got the drive onto the straight, and it looks like he's going to do both of them in one series. Yeah.
Yes! No, yes! Laverty in 3rd, Fujiwara there.
Laverty in 4th.
Yeah, just loses out. So, Crutchlow ups the pace again, a 2:03.1, absolutely brilliant. Although, to be fair, Lescorts has gone with him, and the gap is still 0.9. He had a similar lap, Lescorts, and was just 100th of a second off him.
Laverty's lost a position to Fujiwara. Laverty on the way into the left-hand part of the chicane, the back end was chattering, and he ran really wide. He's actually looking over his shoulder. He's not real happy.
Ooh, look how close they are as they come out of that last turn. Oh.
The Kawasaki works pretty well then, doesn't he? He managed to keep the power on all the way around the outside and then ran out of racetrack.
Well, this, if you've not watched Supersport all season, you're witnessing what we've been witnessing all season long, which is total domination from the man from Coventry, Cal Crutchlow.
Not all season long. It took him a few races to find his pace. He was 4th in the first race off the podium. Since then, he's only been on the podium. He's made some bad starts. Laverty's obviously won the race in South Africa.
Lescorts has disappeared. Out of the last corner here at Brno, Fabien Faray has got 2 buzzing Kawasaki's fighting him for position here. And the Frenchman is doing a good job so far.
2:03.2, 6/10 of a second lap quicker than Faray in second place.
Crutchlow is gone.
Yeah, he has.
Crutchlow is out of this race. He was sat up in the previous shot as we were watching.
Good call.
And Cal Crutchlow, after had a brilliant run, has disappeared.
Earlier in the race, I thought there was some smoke coming out of the exhaust and downshifts, but then I just put it down to heat haze.
You didn't want to mention it.
Well, no, because I've cursed a few people today already by saying things like that.
Oh, this is awful. He's literally rolling down the hill. And when you get to the bottom, fantastic racing by the former MotoGP star. He looks over his shoulder. Lescorts is still there, but so too is Faray. The other Kawasaki and Fujiwara is there. Here comes Fabien!
Faray gets it all back. He's going to run really wide.
Last corner, here we go. Oh, West sits up. Fabian's got it. It's the run to the line. And what an historic victory it's going to be for the former world champion.
Well, what a surprise there as Crutchlow fails to finish, and the title battle is still open although Laverty was unable to really take advantage. And what a win for Foray, 12 months after his bad crash here. There are only 17 points between the top two now in the points table.
It's very special because last year I had a big injury and I started the season pretty bad also in Phillip Island. Difficult to come back and some bad luck too, so I'm pretty happy and I like to thank my team and Yamaha because today the bike was really good and it could give me the opportunity to win. It was a very hard race. I feel sorry for Carl, but okay, it's life. I know what that happened to me last year also in Qatar, but anyway, I'm really happy to be back on the podium and a win is very special for me, you know.
So there are 4 rounds left, 8 races, and it's all to play for between Hager and Spies at the top of the table. There are 6 weeks to go now before the next round. That's plenty of time for Hager to get fully fit again. The Superbike World Championship takes a summer break now, so join us again at the start of September from the Nürburgring for more action. This has been Julian Thomas reporting from Brno. Bye for now and see you soon.